He said, have you heard of the racing shift? I said, no, what's the racing shift? He said, well, what you do is, you look in a manual, and it tells you it's 4 hours to do this job. And if you're really good at doing it, you can do it in 3. But you book 4. Right, what happens to the hour then? You save it. And you do the same, you save an hour on Tuesday, and 2 hours on Wednesday, and 2 hours on Thursday, an hour on Friday, and by Friday, you've got a shift. So you come in on Saturday morning for overtime. This is 2013. You come in on Saturday morning to do overtime, and you've already done it, because you've logged it in the jobs. So somebody brings a telly in, and we get the papers, and we back horses, and we call it the racing shift.
I'm Chris Blakey from REM UK in Nelson.
My name is Mari Probin. I am an employee engagement specialist. I work for myself, having previously headed up the engagement agenda at Iceland Foods.
Okay, my name's Jeff Taylor, and I represent a company called Hayes Recruitment, and we're based a national-based company, but I'm based and responsible for their Lancashire business.
Hi, I'm David Nicholson. I'm the Head of Human Resources at James Cropper plc, a manufacturing company based in South Cumbria.
First time attendee at the event, and I wanted to come and learn and network with some peers.
I've attended all the NWEEG events to date, and I find them very useful in terms of finding out more about employee engagement.
This is the third NWEEG event I've attended. I find them invaluable.
I've been coming to the NWEEG events since the very first one, and the thing I love about the NWEEG events is the range of people who are here. So you've got all different sectors represented, you've got all different sizes of businesses, so therefore actually the experiences and the questions and the stories that you hear are really brilliant, and it really facilitates that discussion.
The group was certainly a group full of experts and peers in HR, and I certainly felt that they contributed really well, and that they came up with some fantastic ideas.
So you get opportunities to speak to other people from businesses across the north. The group of people attending seems to be getting bigger every time, so it's getting more popular. That's good. You're picking up things from other people, you're sharing your good practice with other people.
You go to a lot of these events, these seminars, these workshops, and you feel that there's a lot of wolves there just to get your business. I think these kind of events, you're among people who really want to work within their businesses and the people that they work with and for.
I would say, as a dyed-in-the-wool northerner, Lancashire born and bred, I think NWEEG really reflects the fact that it's the northwest, and actually it's really down to earth, it's really friendly, and people actually want to help each other.
I think the key thing for me will be enforcing what I see for the future for the business.
I think the take-home message from today was absolutely that importance of engaging managers, that actually if you don't engage the managers to engage the people, then you're on a hiding to nothing, and that expectation that people will just do it for you because you pay them is false.
I think one of the things that was mentioned was if you have engaging managers, you can get and your employees are engaged, you get 7 times more from an engaged workforce than you do from one that is disengaged. So I think that gives you an idea of the value of making sure people are motivated and engaged with an organisation.
Has the company got a vision, we call it? Has it got a mission, and has it got values? Now you can call it whatever you want, but as an example, a vision for us, that we're talking about, so what I'm really talking to my team about is, what's the reason to get out of bed in the morning?
People here in Nelson were daisy because they always were But when we bought acquisitions, they'd already got their own culture. They were on a different site. It wasn't as if, you know, we could just pop over and see them. So we needed to look at, in the employment engagement part, we needed to look at that and what were we going to do.
Win the hearts and minds. Winning hearts and minds. And there's a double meaning on that deliberately. Are you a person, when I'm walking that room of 20 managers, are you a person who do you have a winning heart and mind? Have you come here today to win? Or have you just come here today because your car took you there and you were there before you noticed? You just rolled up in the car park and remembered what you were supposed to be doing, which is what most people do.
So it's not just about telling, it's about asking, it's about engaging people. And I think that in any of your strategies is really important. And of course that forms part of the listening to people, setting up forums, setting up groups for you to be able to do that.
And then of course there are the actual speakers who are sometimes from companies who are talking about what they've done, and sometimes they're sort of motivational speakers who are sort of, if you like, management consultants, engagement specialists, and they've got some really good insight to the work that they've done with all sorts of organisations.
Well, I've worked with Finnegan before. Excellent, entirely engaging every time, but Julie as well, it's really interesting to hear other organisations' perspectives on the journeys that they've taken, and when you listen to the group, generally we're all going down the same journey, so it's quite nice to peer yourself with other people who are going through the same sorts of issues as we are at the moment as well.
I thought they were very good. The DAISY presentation was very much about they're in the early stages of what they need to do, and they're being very realistic about that, and I think that's good. You've got to be pragmatic about your problem and how you're going to address it. I think Michael Finnegan was excellent, very inspirational. Could see him being a comedian on stage. He's great rapport with the audience, but some really good stuff in there about experiences he's had, both good and bad, within organisations that help sort of people understand what he's talking about. And I think myself and certainly a lot of the other people who attended will take some things away from this that we'll be able to use to help.
Today, in only one word, invaluable.
Relevant.
Yeah, inspirational for me.
I'm not sure whether this is the right place to do it, but I think what Steve's doing is brilliant, and I know it takes a lot of work from Steve, so I think it is something that everybody should be really grateful to him for, because these things don't just happen. Having been involved in stuff like this, it doesn't just happen, so it takes loads of work, so go Steve!